All right, so there you have it, live visuals there from the Brigitte Mabandla Justice College. The first of 3 witnesses to appear before the Madlanga Commission today has now wrapped up his testimony. That was Captain Maxwell Wanda. He is part of the Political Killings Task Team and has actually testified about the work that they had to undertake whilst arresting Katiso Molefe. You might remember this is the focus of today's testimony from all 3 of these witnesses. And he's taken us through the moment from which when they had the instruction to go to Katiso Molefe's home, to what they were confronted with when they arrived at that property, and ultimately how they were able to secure this arrest. At some stage, he explained to commissioners what they found upon their arrival. Take a listen.
We arrived at the crime scene, that was about 15:25.
Okay, and at paragraph 9, you deal with what you observed when you arrived on the scene. Could you tell us about that?
Okay, what I observed when I got there to the crime scene, there was a person who was sitting next to the tennis court along the driveway. But next to the tennis court, there was a person who was seated there and who was handcuffed. And next to him, there was a firearm, 2 firearms. One was a rifle and the other one was a pistol. And a few meters away from him, on the other side of the driveway, next to the gymnasium, there was another pistol that was also lying on the ground. And then because witness A took us through the crime scene, we took us to a certain vehicle, that was a white BMW. That car was having a rifle bag with, I think that was 3 or 4 rifle magazines loaded with ammunition.
So there you have it. There were guns on KT Molefe's property at the time when the PKTT arrived to try and arrest him. What they also found there, we're told, were Hawks officials. In fact, Captain Wanda going as far as to say that there was a bit of a confrontational exchange between members of the PKTT and these Hawks officials. When he was asked why the Hawks officials had to, in fact, were present there, this is what the captain had to say.
Commissioner, in such an incident, if you've got a suspicion of illegal activity that happens within or at a specific address, a local police station policing that area is activated to go and verify and confirm whether what is happening, is it real or is it not real. But I would expect the members of the police in uniform, marked vehicles, to come and speak to us about the whole operation.
I'm not sure I follow that.
Yes.
Is there anything wrong with, say, other SABS members, the Hawks, going to verify even if they are outside of the local police station? Is there anything legally wrong with that?
Well, Commissioner, they are the members of the South African Police Services at the end of the day. I'm not too sure how the message came to them, but they had to go there and verify and check. But on my surprise is the manner on which they came and their behavior.
All right, so the Hawks there, we understand, apparently were at KT Molefe's house because they were told that there were officials who were impersonating police. Kenny Mapanga's at the Brigitte Mabandla Justice College, and she joins us now live. And Kenny, as we had expected, what Brigadier Wanda has done as a start is really build on the testimony we've heard from Witness A, for example, about just what officials were confronted with while trying to handcuff KT Molefe.
Indeed. Good morning to you, Ayanda, and to the viewers once again. It seems what is being tested here before the Madlanga Commission is the allegation relating to the, I guess, the alleged interference of the Hawks at the premises of Katiso Molefe in that December 2024 operation. So essentially, what we're going to get from the witnesses that have been identified so far is that you're going to hear the side of the PKTT members, or at least Captain Wanda is a former PKTT member. Then we expect the Brigitte Mabandla and Captain Kruger, who has been mentioned, and they from the Hawks, to come and tell their side of the story. So from witness A and witness B, what we got from that testimony is that this was a form of alleged interference into this high-profile alleged cartel member that was being probed by these intelligence ops, along with the PKTT as a support. Now, what we were given in the earlier testimony is a picture which painted it as a form of alleged interference. But we're now hearing from Captain Wanda that it was more of a feeling that they had, that it was unsettling for these Hawks members to descend on their particular operation. But there's nothing in law that paints their conduct in coming to that particular operation to quote-unquote verify whether or not those police officers were actually police officers. There's nothing there that tells the commission that it's unlawful for them to do so. We're going to hear from Brigitte Mabandla next. It appears that he is a person that was in the phone call to the Captain Wanda and would have stated that they apologized for coming. They were under the wrong impression that there were police officers there who were not legitimately there. So it seems there was some form of verification on the part of the Hawks to test who was there and why. And we are hearing now through testimony that there's nothing untoward about various members of the SAPs checking in on each other's operations. So there's nothing unlawful to say that what had happened that day should not have happened. But what we're hearing from both sides is that Captain Wanda is stating that the Hawks were quite aggressive when they approached that particular scene where they carried out the operation of arresting Katiso Molefe. But we're now hearing from the Commission as well that these two Hawks members are going to come and equally state that the other side, that is the intelligence ops and the PKTT that were carrying out the operation, were equally aggressive to them as well. So it's about testing the allegation that this was an alleged form of interference to derail the investigation or the advances that they were making in the arrest of Katiso Molefe. And the way that it's structured, you could see that you're now hearing from the former PKTT member who was on the ground, but you're also now going to hear from Brigadier Mabandla and Captain Barry Kruger. And you'll remember that Captain Kruger was actually on the ground, and we heard from witness A that he understood from Kruger that it was an alleged instruction from the National Hawks head, which could have only been General Labia at the time. And now we're hearing that actually that may have not been the case. But we'll hear from the evidence as they are stating they're going to go in that particular order, and we'll understand exactly why the Hawks descended on that particular property. From what the evidence is pointing to now is that it may not have been untoward on the part of the Hawks. It may have been a form of verification, which we're now hearing through the Commission is not unlawful for another SAPS unit to undertake on an operation.
All right, one witness down, two more to go. Kenny Mapanga, live to us there from the Brigitte Mabandla Justice College. For now, thanks very much indeed.